I've long said that I dream of this day when everyone who wants to can make their own direct connection with their own beloveds in
Right.
spirit. I want them to leave with something, and at the very least, leave with knowing how their loved ones, guides, and angels are communicating already.
Hello, my beautiful friend, and welcome to the Unconditionally Loved podcast. I'm your host, Jeannie Street. Today, we are in for a treat because I am speaking with the incredible Susanne Wilson. Susanne is a medium, a teacher, and I'll say a healer as well. Her profound gift has helped her to nurture and support and help thousands of people heal their grief and to stand in their purpose of connecting with their beloveds, their angels and their guides and departed loved ones. So as you can imagine, a medium interviewing another medium, our conversation was incredible. We went into some areas of such as expertise, how we specialize around an area with our gifts. We talked a lot about burnout and what happens in our bodies and in our work in this world when we are over giving in areas. We also kind of shared, Susanne was so kind and generous to share her own personal healing experience through her heart issues that she's been recently dealing with. I know you're going to love this episode. It's real and it's vulnerable, and two mediums coming together to share love with you, unconditional love with you. Let's dive in. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It is so lovely to meet you.
Okay, you're not going to believe this, Jean. We haven't met before, but this is my first day out 2 weeks ago from right now. I was in cardiac ICU. Yeah. And I decided I had to cancel some group training sessions and group readings. And everybody was calling and asking what's wrong. And I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about women and heart issues. Let's have that conversation. I've had two people write me saying they've made appointments with their cardiologist because they've had symptoms and try to ignore them. I'm like, okay, if that helps one person, great. But I had an angel experience just as I'm sliding into a CT scan machine. So it turns out I didn't have to have surgery, but I've got 2 irregular heartbeats. I've got AFib going on. I've got 4 medications. I've got all of this. And I went from never thinking I ever had anything wrong with my heart to, yeah, you got something to manage the rest of your life. And the angels were there for me.
I love that you're sharing this with me on so many levels. Thank you. I see you and I feel you. I recently went for a screening because my grandmother came through and she was like, you have to go and just have this screening. And so it was a carotid artery. It was all the arteries screening. And it was like a random thing. You know how this happens and they just bring it. It's not random. It's divine. But they're like this lifeline screening thing. And I was like, cool, I'm going to do it. My husband's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I don't have a regular physician. I go to a naturopath and this is how they're showing me to go. And I'm going to go. And then you have this experience. So you're right. We do talk about women and we have to talk about the heart of the matter and, what brings us to
the
those
heart
places.
of the matter.
I love that our hair is so similar. I love that your energy, is also so like, I was reading your bio and I'm like, are we like almost like twins? Like,
Yeah.
What the heck? So you had experiences as a child, as did I, which isn't kind of the norm. A lot of people wake up more like after, as an adult or after something happens, but you had those holy experiences really little, loved your grandfather, leaned in with him. My grandfather, I called him my best friend. Like literally. And in 2007, you had a near-death experience and I had an opening, an awakening, a wake-up call and collided like, you have to start using this gift.
Yeah. No choice at some point,
Right. So I love that we're going to have this great conversation. And can I ask you, like, I feel like this is just what I've seen personally, that mediums specialize in areas. Do you have an area? Because I think I know what it is, but what is that for you?
It's teaching.
Yeah.
It's definitely teaching. I've long said that I dream of this day when everyone who wants to can make their own direct connection with their own beloveds in
Right.
spirit. I want them to leave with something, and at the very least, leave with knowing how their loved ones, guides, and angels are communicating already. Because,
Right.
it's so annoying when I know the spirit people are not getting through. They're doing their thing and they're doing it regularly. And my sitter is going, yeah, I don't get anything. Like, what? Wait, that is so rare. I've maybe met one or two in my whole life that didn't get anything. So it's the teaching part.
Right.
Really, for a long time, it was bereaved parents. I kind of burnt out on that. I helped the Helping Parents Heal group
Right.
start up from nothing, introduced the board members to each other, got them their free place to meet in person for their first year. And now they have like 18,000 members. But, I don't know about you, but the grief of parents is kind of like, it probably did some wear and tear on me. So,
it can be very overwhelming.
mhm. But teaching is great.
Yeah. I feel like for me, it's around healing. And I agree. Like, I think teaching is part of my journey as well, but like it's focused on like, because they'll speak to me in terms of like my knowledge. I studied raw nutrition. I leaned into a lot of health stuff. It's where they guided me to go. So I can lean into and physically feel what's going on with someone and then help them navigate. Ooh, like here's where this trauma stuck. And let's try to work with, this
Yeah.
exercise, or let's get infrared sauna going, and let's bring in this protocol of some herbs for a temporary time to lift your energy and open you up. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Good stuff.
cool. Yeah. Right. So you live in Arizona, and tell me a little bit about like what lights you up in your life right now, besides, being alive, obviously.
It's travel. It's totally travel. During that lockdown, I missed that so very, very much. And it's travel, it's nature, it's meeting new people. And I'm just glad to be back out there. And that was my first thought of, oh my gosh, I have so many trips planned this year. Am I going to get out there? And like, wait, just be happy to be alive at this point. And I'm writing a second book because it's been a while since my first book.
Oh, that's a big undertaking anyway. So you're, reserving our energy for those times of, that divine channeling is so important. I don't know about you, but I've, when I wrote my first book and even my second book, I just was doing everything and keeping my same schedule. And that's not okay. Like, they made it really clear. They're like, look, you're going to write, then write, but you can't see all these clients and expect to function like literally.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. And I actually had planned some time off in April for writing, and now I'm using it for recovering. And I think I'm ready to write this week. But yeah, it's a balance. It's a balancing act.
Yeah, and you needed time off. So clearly they were like, take time off. And you thought it was for writing, but God had different plans.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's like, slow down. You go too fast. So do you like, I don't know how you work. Do you see people in person? Do you just do large groups? Tell me about your format.
Well, I have an online school. People can stream classes anytime, but I also have a community, which is a lot of fun. And my community includes access to anything that you can stream online. But we have a monthly satsang, and satsang means truth, sat, community, sang, and we take on a topic and poll our members and then set the topics for the year. This month, we're teaching Be Your Own Medium. We clear our energy. We have open discussion. And I like to see people grow from there. I've certified 5 evidential mediums who studied with me for years. Took every class I had. And they did test sittings with me. I'm not planning on certifying any more mediums. I feel like I've done my thing. But I'm at that point in my life where I've got to make the biggest contribution. So the prayer that I pray every morning is, oh, I'm here. Thank you. Use me in the way that will help the most people heal and be healers.
That is so beautiful.
That's it. That's it.
I love that.
I've been a research medium for University of Arizona.
I read that. I
And
really
all that stuff. Yeah, it's just whatever contributes to moving us away from materialist, reductionist science mindsets into science does go with spirituality. They do go together hand in glove. It's a different mindset. It's a more open mindset. And I don't think we're arguing anymore about does consciousness survive physical death? I think that's a small stage argument now. I think the argument now is what's it like once you leave the body? And
I like so much an argument as much as it is like wanting to be comforted, right?
It is. And there are people that are like, well, it's like this when you get the other side. And I know this because I read this book or I went out of body and I saw it. And like, gosh, how do you limit an unlimited, interdimensional, multidimensional reality? It's so subjective. So it's spiritual hearsay until we get there again.
When you had your near-death experience in 2007, what was that? What did you experience?
I popped out of the body. Like there was a sound almost as though there was a champagne cork going out, but I had anaphylaxis in a doctor's office during allergy testing. So they were prepared. They were not going to let me die, but everything slowed down and I could see that there were 2 doctors, there were 2 technicians. The technicians were holding me up. I found out later, don't let somebody lie down when they're having anaphylaxis. That's very important because something can rush to their heart or whatever. But I went out of body. I heard music. I felt my grandfather holding me. I wanted to go with him to where the music was coming from.
Right.
And the people in the room were not real. They did not look real to me. They looked flat. They looked like cardboard cutouts. The living people's eyes looked dead to me. Like that is not reality. That's something else. So it was a nice experience, and it was crappy to be sort of vacuumed back into the body. Did not love it.
Yeah. Interesting. My husband actually had a near-death experience 2 years ago. And his was it. And I love listening to people that have experiences to talk about what it is for them, whether they had their heart stopped or they left their body, because we can describe it in a couple of different ways. But if you're on the outside of your body, you're having an ND, you're in heaven, you're in the veil. And I'm sure you have this with your students when you teach them as well. Like I teach my students to, when they channel, to go into the veil, but have the physical and the holy, just have that holy experience where they're in both places. Anyways, he just kind of explained it as like he was in a field. He didn't see any humans. He didn't see any other souls. But he said, there's these purple flowers and the sun. He said, but it wasn't that anything was separate. He said, I was the sun. I was the flowers. I was love. And, he can't even talk about it without getting all like weepy and emotional, because it is so unbelievable what our loved ones experience when they go to heaven.
That's a blessing.
It is a blessing in disguise, right? Like your recent heart scare. You probably don't even see it all, but I'm sure God has a plan for it to slow you down.
I'm waiting. I'm open.
Yeah. I feel like what they show me, like with your writing, I don't know, just confirm this for you. Maybe they show me like, this is going to, because anything with the heart makes us really emotional. And this taps into an emotional side, which isn't something you typically like to express from, because you have this logic based and you have all of this wonderful stuff that you've done here on earth. It just feels like it's more like intimate and emotional and kind of like cracked open. Like it feels like it's going to weave through that to come out of you.
Yeah. Instead of a really procedural book, there'll be process and procedure, but there's more about feeling.
A lot of emotions.
I can tell.
Yeah. I feel like that too. And I love the colors around you when you write, and kind of, being in elements, different elements. Rain loves you. I just feel like elements love you, and you work well, really, like kind of going back and forth with that. Like, I love that you live in Arizona, because I feel like it really like helps you to be like
Great.
centered and grounded. But like, I also want to see you like on top of a mountain, and I want to see you like in a river.
Can't believe you just said that. I can't believe you said on top of it. Okay, I'm going to be at Montserrat in Spain in just a couple of weeks. I'm hopefully, it's planned to be there on Montserrat.
I feel like it is a yes. Like, they don't give me any like stopping point from here on out. I feel like you just like literally they just wanted you to slow down, and you couldn't get your attention.
You've got to get that. You have to put that into your podcast.
We're
recording, right?
Yeah.
You got to get that in there, because it's like there's part of me going, whoa, wait, I have had such great energy, and I've been through a lot in my life, and I also have an immune system disorder that runs in the family. I'm like, God, I'm managing things so well, and I have such great plans. And then it's like this other shoe drops, so there's a part of you that wants to look for what's the message. And I think what happens is we catastrophize the message, because especially with the angels, right? Their messages are so gentle and so subtle. They don't try to pull out the rug from underneath you so that you break your neck. They just are, they're very, very subtle. Like, that whole experience could be just about, like you said, let the heart be open. It's not, oh my gosh, you need to do this different, or you need to change your life completely. That could be the case, but we tend to want to make the bigger the trauma to us, the more we want to make a big story around it about ourselves. And it's not like that. It's more like, pay attention to this. Look at that. Allow yourself to feel this. And we can miss the whole program by just like, I've seen people shut down and go, well, I'm canceling everything, and I'm going to regroup, and I'm going to think about this, and I'm going to take weeks or months or whatever. And it's like, no, maybe they want you to just do it differently and don't quit. So you got to pause when something happens. I was going into the CT machine, and the doctor had told me, we think your aorta is dissected, and from this machine, you may go straight to surgery, and we're getting your paperwork ready. And here it is. I'm going to read it to you, but we'll have you sign it as you come out if you're going to surgery. And I'm like, I don't think a dissected aorta is good. And I can't tune in for myself. But they're on top of it. And so I'm lying there getting ready to go in that tube, and I felt a hand brush my face, and I thought, oh, she felt like, oh, that probably scared me, so she's touching my face. There was no hand. And then I heard this right in this ear where the hand was. And I thought, oh, they turned the machine on. And right just about then, a couple beats later, then the machine started to come on, and I'm moving. And I looked around, and I can hear, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, I just felt something. And so I thought, okay, was that angel wings? What was that? Was there some machine noise? I'm like, you know what? Just accept it. I went into that tube knowing when they pull me out, my life is going to be changed forever. I may be disabled for a long time, and I'm going to have to regroup, or I'm fine. I'm good either way. And if I die, I'm not afraid to die. I don't want to die. Don't let me die. I'm not done. I will figure this out. I will figure out the subtle message. Don't let me die. I'm not done. And so I came out, no dissection, a whole other set of problems, that I'm going to have to deal with, but I can deal with them. And I could have taken that whole experience and just said, well, I'm pulling back on everything. I got to figure this out. Why did God do this to me? You heard people say, like, what did I do to deserve this? Why did God do this to me? And then there's this other side of the coin of people will say God doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. And I have a problem hearing that statement too. I'm sure it's well-intentioned, so I'd never, find fault with anyone for saying it. But that assumes that we're being rewarded and punished constantly.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. And I don't see life that way. And I don't think, like you say, angels don't lie. Angels are not punishing us and rewarding us, nor are they carrying out, sticks and carrot type of systems for some greater intelligence. It simply is. And we get to decide what to do with all the emotions that come up from all those experiences. Have you ever been around somebody who's had a bypass surgery and they're weepy afterwards? They want to cry. Like I've seen a grown man have a bypass and some commercial comes on with a kid and a dog and they're all weepy. It's because they have all the energy fields around the heart are open. It's neither good nor bad, but it's like being very, very raw. That is one of the greatest opportunities, I believe, that a physical life on earth will ever present to you. It is a lack of distraction. It is a lack of stimulation, things to, get yourself upset about, get offended about, get excited about. You're not thinking about your bills. You're just a raw soul in the human body. It's a great opportunity to rebuild. So I'm going to just be thankful for this weird experience and this thing to manage in my life now and let it teach. And I'm not going to call it a gift. I'm just going to say it is. That's me.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. Like we can approach it. That's how I teach too. Like we can approach, I am grief. I'm, suffering, or I have grief. And it just you go through it without being a victim of it. And so this happened for you instead of against you. Like it's a uncomfortable experience, but how will you work with it? How can you make it a thing that it brings you forward instead of a thing that stops you?
Or even I could neutralize this whole thing. I could just say, well, that has nothing to do with me. I'm just going to ignore this and keep going. And
true, you could.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, because I feel like where you are, obviously, and I think this is where people are opening up and waking up and feeling like, ooh, it is the right time to set the course for sharing that book or teaching that course or starting my own business or whatever it is. Like they are feeling really inspired, but also fear can hold us from taking an action on that. And it can, something with our heart can propel us open to feel things, emotions that we haven't felt, to remember who we are as a soul, that it is emotional. Love is a frequency of high emotion, and that can be tears, that can be just feeling like you just want to hug someone or hold their hand. It could be like wanting to go in nature and pick some flowers and just be in awe. And that's a beautiful thing.
And I could deny it. I could say it's fate, it's happenstance, it was my turn, it runs in the family, it's genetic.
Yeah, assign meaning to it.
Right?
Yeah. Or look for evidence that it's going to get worse.
Yes. What is the evidence that this is going to get worse? What is the evidence that now I need to stay within a mile of a hospital in case I'm in AFib? It's like I've got two irregularities, two different things going on at the heart. And like when they both converge, it literally feels like it's going to pound out of my chest. The heart rate will go up to like 160. It's so weird. And I want to tell you this because what it reminds me of is the feeling when I'm going out of body, which I've been doing since I was a child. It's that weird out of body feeling. And so even in the hospital, I thought, yeah, if this doesn't feel good, I'm just going to go out of body. And so a therapist might say, not very healthy, Susanne, to just disassociate, but I don't care because it was so miserable. I went out of the body and I was sort of clinging to the ceiling tiles, like those little edges of the ceiling tiles in the hospital, and looking down and going, yeah, they better fix this. And I couldn't sustain it very long. When I really out of body travel, whether it's, in the dream state or daytime or whatever, I can stay out as long as I want. I can go back when I want, usually. I couldn't hold that because I think there's times where we need to be in our body and feel what we're feeling and not run from it and not disassociate. But there's so many, it's like with mediumship too. And you know this, you get yourself into the state of pure love to do the work. But when you're actually doing the work, everybody's different. Like your heart rate may speed up, your heart rate may slow down. You may feel tremendous compassion for the spirit world, for the sitter or whatever. But a lot of us get wiped out afterwards, depending on, if you're doing pure evidential mediumship, all the time you get really wiped out. And if you're doing healing, you can get really wiped out, even though it's just coming through you, not from you. Every part of you is involved in that. Where is this all emanating from? Where is the energy source? Where is source working through us? The heart. The heart. So when you get your attention called to the heart, you got a superpower rising up there. It's like you're getting a molecular upgrade or bumped up or something. Figure it out, let it unfold, and try not to be terrified. I have moments right now, it's only been 2 weeks, that I'm just absolutely terrified. I don't know what's going to happen in the next hour. I don't know if I walk the dog, and am I going to feel great? Because the medications make you so tired anyway, you have to adjust or whatever. I'm just trusting that those unseen around me will like clue me in, like, don't go now, wait an hour or something like that. But so now here's a medium, a person who her whole life has been talking to spirit entities, and I'm being forced to trust on a whole new level, something I've been sort of proselytizing to people about trust. And now I've got to take it to a whole new level.
Yeah, and we are not meant to be, this has hit me really hard in the face. We are not meant to be our own healers. We are not meant to do this work for ourselves. We are meant to work, with other people, with other souls, to be expansive, to also be vulnerable and held, like to feel held by another human being also gives us that gift of receiving. And for what they show me, like with you, I wrote down when you were talking, they say, use the emotions, like everything that you're experiencing will like unfold in beautiful words, will become a beautiful painting, it's all for the glory. And your soul is just about like opening and receiving, like feeling on a very soul, like first for you, then for others. But, I think you're a giver, and I think this is what we do as healers. We'll tend to give from a place of, I can't not like help them, or, we want to show up very purely and very clearly, but it depletes our body. And it's kind of what you were saying, like if we aren't filling up, then at some point the physical can't sustain all of the giving and the serving, right? I can't sustain it. So this is your time to love everything that's coming to you, the cards and the gifts and the well wishes and the walk with the dog and the brand new day and and like feeling it and feeling it. And like, this is a gift, our conversation, like they're just like, everything is for you right now. It's a gift for you because you've given massively. They said massively.
I hear, as you're receiving, I hear it as music. I hear the tones, and it's very lyrical, musical. As you're receiving, then that's my perception here. And it just reminds me that when someone is receiving some wisdom for us, and as you said, we're not here to completely heal ourselves. People say heal yourself. Well, yeah, you cooperate with it and you accept it, but you've got to get help. We can also tune into the vibration of the person that's helping us in that moment too, and that further develops our intuitive abilities, because it brings us back to oneness. What happens is when life sucks and things are really hard and going wrong, you've lost a job, lost a relationship, a loved one's transitioned, whatever it is, you get into the I'm over here suffering and nobody knows.
Right.
And if you do seek healing in some way, everybody knows. Everybody on a soul level, we know.
They know before we know.
They know. That's well said. Exactly. So we're forced at some point to realize unity consciousness. We're forced to get the help, however the help comes to us. I've never waited until I'm in dire straits to get help. Even when I was teaching Reiki back in the day, I would go get Reiki from somebody else. Yes, I know the Reiki self-treatments, and I would get sound healing. I would get all the different modalities to know that I need to be extra balanced, because I can go so out of balance so fast by plugging in. But I've never before had to trust that I won't walk out the door and collapse on the street and my dog will be running around getting hit by a car or something. That's the fear. That's the human fear going through my head right now. Well, if I go out there, get dizzy, fall down, and something happens. So what am I going to do? I'm going to talk to angels. I'm going to talk to guides right before I walk out that door.
That's your medicine.
Yeah. Higher self. Okay. It's not all outside of me. My higher self is hanging out with them all the time. That part of me that's always connected with the spirit world, it's hanging out with this team all the time. It's not all outside of me. I know that, but this is how I get there, is talking to guides. I get to my higher self through talking to guides. It works for me. It works for a lot of people. And my higher self and my guides can see just a little ways out in front of me what's going to happen. And now I've got to trust it. Now I got to trust it.
Oh, the medicine we get is sometimes so good and so bitter because it's like, okay, you've been sharing all of these things. Now you're going to experience it. And it's like, oh, right.
Yeah. It's shut up or put up in spiritual terms. And that's it. Well, yeah, you can be a better teacher because, I have a refresher course on what you're talking about.
Right. Tell me a little bit about your first book.
So it's Soul Smart, and I called it Soul Smart because throughout there are Soul Smart tips on how to communicate with your own spirit loved ones, with your guides, with angels, and it's what the dead teach us about spirit communication. For a while, I really wanted to normalize the word dead is not an ugly word. It's a state of a physical body. If you want to, in your mind reader, you can say what the spirit loved ones. It's just very wordy on a book title, but I distilled down what I've learned my whole life into an ABC 1, 2, 3, step by step, how to make your own direct connection with your own spirit loved ones, your own team. And then I've interwoven stories from my life on how I learned that this is true, and that you can do this yourself. And it's really good for people who they need almost like a punch list. I don't trust that I can do this. I need to go buy a reading. Well, yeah, there's a time and a place for that, especially if there's some healing or education involved in that reading. But we are meant to be able, as a birthright, to communicate with all dimensions that we want to communicate with. I believe that with every fiber of my being. It's a birthright. But we doubt ourselves. We sometimes are scared we will fail. What if I invite my loved one to come and meet me in a meditation visit and it doesn't work, does that mean they don't love me anymore?
Or you'll
Does
get it
that mean they,
wrong or call
right?
something. Yeah. Mhm.
That whole fear of failure. So someone told me one time, it's like you've done direct spirit contact for dummies. Like, well, that might have been a better book title. I don't know. There's 2 editions. The second edition has some more juice.
Nice.
And what I did too, Jean, which I think has helped maybe more than anything else, is in all the guided imageries and all the guided meditations, I put them in the appendices. So people, if they don't want to hear my voice doing that stuff, they can read the scripts and record them themselves for themselves. And people like that because they want, I want a 2-minute pause at this one part. And your guided meditation, I downloaded it and only pauses a minute there. So I like, here, take the scripts, go do it. I just want people to do this for themselves and not go broke on readings.
Right.
You know?
And tell me about your new book. Like, where are you being guided to that?
It is the Spirit Guides book. And it's from them, through them, about them.
That's
for you.
This is the heart. That's why this is so big. That's just
God,
why it's
right?
involving the heart. Yes.
It's and here, this month is when I'm supposed to be, just working a little bit with clients, doing my monthly satsang, of course, but then like the calendar's pretty clear for writing. For writing.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be napping and writing.
I feel like because it's not about like, can I pound it out? It's just more like gentle, and because it's like more creative than ever, which is like, I really love this for you because it's almost like a softening and like more fun. Oh, I'm going to write outside today, or I'm going to like, they just show me like this is being a very holy, expansive experience. And
thank you.
And because it's so needed, like it already, like, well, it's already is, that the book, they already showed the book, but like it's so needed for you to process it, for other people to feel it. And so they won't be able to feel it if you aren't able to emote it, and you're emoting it. And so it's super powerful. And I feel like the book, and it's just holding the book, feels like people are going to heal. Just seeing the title, like, just, yes.
Well, that's my prayer. That's
it's there, man.
Thank you.
Love it.
That's of one of the most significant validations I have ever received right there, because for a while I've been asking, what's the timing here? Why is this so hard? Do you ever ask that question? It's like,
yes.
Or this one, why is everything so hard?
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Yes.
Is the evidence for that really? Is everything so hard? Well, this has been hard, setting aside this time. Something blows up in life you got to deal with or whatever. Now it's sort of like, it's time. And here's how.
I think it's really important to know, I started writing another book. I did research. I worked with an amazing gal who does book proposals, and I adore her. And I literally fucking can't look at it. I put it aside.
I get it.
I recently opened it yesterday, and I'm like, no, this is not it. This is not, I don't know if it's, and I keep wondering, is it because I don't feel confident in what's coming into it, or if it's just completely not it. So I put it aside, and I have no problem even ditching it and starting over if that's the guidance, because I know there's another one. I just you just have to let go and let it come in, and it has to be very pure and holy, and then you're like, yep, all aligned, perfect.
When projects go like that for me, I color it somehow. I might make it a blue box with the yellow ribbon. That's that project. That's that book. And I'm sitting it on the shelf in my mind. And if it pushes to the forward of this, and because I'm so clairvoyant, if that blue box with the yellow ribbon pushes to the front of the shelf, there's something I've got to look at. if I wake up in the morning and it's right in front of me in my mind's eye, I know it's get back into it. So if it doesn't pop up for me in some clairvoyant way,
I love that, because
doing
writing is coming, but I love this about putting it in a color or a form. And they were saying a codex, and I don't know exactly that's what it is. So as you were talking before, I wrote down the word codex, and then I was seeing like energy, and wow, that's really cool. That's really cool how you
it's some kind of visual representation is really helpful, because then it's got a mechanism where your higher self can push it in front of you again if it's time. Or sometimes they blow shit up. It's
really
like, I've made an object out of this. I made a flower out of this, and it just exploded. Okay, now that's over.
So amazing. So tell me a little bit about, I always like to ask my guest of one like fun fact about you, something that other people don't know, just something maybe you haven't revealed yet. Just
I'm a goofball. I am a certified specialist of wine by the Society of Wine Educators. And so sometimes I joke when I say I know a little about wine and spirits. There's a double meaning.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
I love that. That's a good fun fact. Let's tell everybody where they can find you, and then any fun things that you might have going on. I know obviously you're taking a break, but a little bit of break, but I'm sure you have some other things that they can, come and hang out with you.
Well, my website's carefreemedium.com, based in Carefree, Arizona.
I love that.
And one time I was getting the messages off the machine, and years ago, and a man said, my wife and I are coming down from Canada and we want to see the Carefree Medium. And I was medium Susanne Wilson. I'm like, gosh, why didn't I think of that? Carefree Medium, because your life is more carefree. Your life is more carefree when you embrace your own intuitive nature. And we have a community, we have a monthly satsang, we have topics that we cover, and we support each other. I have a whole shop, just tons of streaming on demand as well. And I took probably about 1.5 years away from doing any one-on-one sessions. I do them now. They're probably pretty booked up because I'm not working as hard, but on that particularly, but I'll always be here for the community, because a long time ago, a teacher told me, Susanne, you will be the best medium and teacher that you can be on the last day of your life. We're always learning. So I am always going to be here no matter what happens to me. And you can find me at carefreemedium.com.
Yay. I'm so happy that we got a chance to connect. And I love that Spirit brought you into my world. And then I found you and I was like, ooh, I want to hang out with her. And
this is a real treat. It's a real treat. It's funny because they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. And the second that I saw your eyes pop up in the screen in front of me, I thought there was something about this woman when I was looking at some of your videos. I saw your entire aura filled the screen. And in my mind, I called you Jean the Angel Lady.
Aww.
That's really fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'll be keeping you in my prayers. And if anything ever comes up and you feel like you need another conversation, just let me know. I'm here.
That's pretty cool. I appreciate you. And thanks to your listeners too. Appreciate them.
Yeah. All right, my love. Well, thank you for hanging out, and we will connect soon.
Take care.
Okay, bye. That was such a good episode. I loved so much speaking to Susanne. I would love to hear what your takeaways are, your favorite pieces of this, in the comment section below. I really appreciate when you like and subscribe and recommend the podcast to other people. If you are ready to dive into your gifts, to awaken what's inside of you, to go to the next step with that tap in with the messages, with your guides, I have a beautiful Ascension membership that we have just unlocked and opened the doors for. In this Ascension membership, there are 3 beautiful levels for you. The first level being Soulshine. It's where we gather in person to commune with a sermon style connection. We do readings and Everyone's receiving healing tones from heaven. It's a very powerful experience, the Soul Shine sessions. There are 2 live calls a month, plus you get all of the replays and a connection to a community that is not only like-minded, but tuned in and tapped in. So what could be better than that, to have a sisterhood of connected people who are also receiving and leaning in and trusting. Oh, it's so yummy. The second level is you want to take your work to the next level, and you want to open that angel healer part of you. This training, along with the Soul Shine, you get both. In Angel Healer, you will be guided through the steps of how to awaken your gifts in the same way my angels taught me. Step by step, you will lean into your senses, you will lean into your chakras, you will open in a God-based manner what is already within you. It's an absolutely beautiful experience. I know that you will love this, and if you're ready for the Angel Healer level, that will be level 2. If, my love, you are mastering your skills, you've been in the healing world and you are just ready to go a little further than where you are, I'll say a lot further, then the mastery training, the mastery level is for you. These are digital levels. These are go at your own pace, learn at your own time, and you get the community of not only Soul Shine, but you get the community of the level that you're in. So if you're in the mastery level, you're going to commune with other mastery women. And it's a really holy experience in the mastery, because we are going to get together to channel higher frequencies such as Mother Mary, to lean in, to be in union with Jesus. So if it's important to you, like it is for me, to keep your work God-based, this is the level for you. We're going to put all the information in the show notes. The doors are open now, and we cannot wait to embrace you and have you become part of the Ascension community. I hope you have a really beautiful day, and I appreciate you for being here. May you feel all of the love that is coming unconditionally from heaven for you. God bless.